You know her, you love her. Lots of people sending me emails about Dr. Frieda Birnbaum. She's back this time to talk about something that, I have to say, I have been a participant in. I have. Mostly when I haven't felt well, but binge television watching. And one of the things people are talking about with binge television watching, is it a telltale sign of depression or is it a sign of the times? Dr. Frieda, once again, thanks for coming on. We appreciate you hopping on with us always. And what do you think? What's the deal with binge watching TV?
Well, it's always fun to let go and to let someone else do the work for you. And we live in a high-stress time that we're multitasking, that we're doing things on the computer more than ever, and we're always busy doing. And here's one time when we don't have to, when we can watch someone else doing it for you. So it really is, it's lots of fun. The only problem is when you're done doing it, you don't remember half of what you've watched. So there's a lot of empty space. And when that happens, depression is energy turned inside you. And you don't use that energy, then there's some kind of void. So it is enticing to sit down, to lay down, to relax, to watch fun stuff. And there's so much variations on TV today, especially with talents that are very touching to watch. Then again, you're left with yourself, and what did you do with that time? Because, our bodies need to use that energy. And in the morning, at 10 to 12 to 1 o'clock, that's the best time to use that energy. And if you don't use it, you do feel as if you're depressed, you feel hopeless, you feel time went by, and you didn't do enough with it. So the good part about it is letting go, and everybody needs to do that. But how you let go and for how long, that's questionable.
See, that's good. Where you say how long. I mean, there was even an episode on the funny show Portlandia where they were watching, it was a couple, and they'd say, okay, we're watching one episode. Then it was 30 episodes. Then it was 5 seasons. And they never left the house for weeks on end, ordering pizza and whatever. But, that was a spoof on what's happening. But there actually are people out there, especially young people, college students, that are doing that. And perhaps that's where it tilts when we're talking about the younger culture. And what does that say about them, as you say, spending so much time with themselves? That there's a danger in that, isn't there, too, because you're not out there socializing?
Absolutely. And what is the message that they're giving us? And the message is that it's too much already. There's too much going on. There's too much needed of them. They are entrepreneurs of our times. They are the new generation that is very hooked on to mechanics, with gaming, with the computers, with texting, you name it. Even our conversation, speaking on the phone, is something that they don't do that often. So they're coming from a different place. And the scary part about that place is that they do decrease their longevity by not being part of what's going on in society. They don't join organizations anymore unless it's going to be helpful and productive for their career. They're very limited within their scope of the way they connect to the world around them.
So would you say maybe a good thing to do, as I was just thinking this, is, okay, so you have a favorite show, it's coming on, like House of Cards. It's a show that I like that's on Netflix. It's about politics and Kevin Spacey, and I don't watch a lot of TV, but this would be one of those shows. Would you suggest when people have that opportunity, because this is what happens now, they load all these episodes on, that you just have a certain limit, like maybe you watch one a week as though it were a regular sitcom?
That would be a great idea, but like anything else, watching is addictive.
Yeah.
And when you have that addiction, it's hard to withdraw from it because then you're craving more of it. So really the best thing to do, that's an excellent thing if people can do that. What is really missing that you need to make up, that you need to distract yourself from what it is you're doing, so that you have to really reassess where you are in your life, and maybe you're going in the wrong direction, and you'll distract yourself with the right things rather than just having this kind of downtime that is really way too long for anybody to just sit in one place. You know, studies have shown that sitting more than an hour is not even good for you. That even when you're working at a desk, that you should actually be standing, and they're making special desks now where you're standing and working rather than sitting. So it's, you know, not physically healthy for you. It's not emotionally healthy for you. And again, you know, these people who watch too much TV most of the time, and I'm not talking about when you're not feeling well or once in a while, but there's this blue light that ejects that you don't see that keeps you up at night. And the one thing is in the morning when you're watching, it does keep you up more than a couple cups of coffee. So that's
Wow.
good to know, right? If you can't drink coffee, just to turn on some program and it'll keep you awake.
Wow, so the blue light theory, I mean that's really true. So that's kind of what pulls you in. It's kind of hypnotic, huh?
It's very hypnotic, and especially the things they show on television, you can't believe it. So you say, are they serious? Are they kidding? What are they talking about? What did I just hear? So it pulls you in. You want to see more and more, and before you know it, you're late for work. Your life is going by, and you're just mesmerized by these shows.
Yeah, you know, it's funny if you think about, you think about what it was like before television, and then you got television, and then we didn't have a gazillion cable stations and technology. I think Dr. Frieda is good in one way, but in another way, boy, you have to really balance it. And I think people overall, and you said this, they just have a hard time balancing it, don't they?
You know, we had a blackout last winter, and we were forced to sit and play games. It's the best time the family ever had because there was forced togetherness that we usually have, you know, go into our own rooms. There's televisions all over the place, and we don't connect, and everyone has their scheduling. So to be able to simplify life and to be able to communicate with each other and to learn from each other and to have fun together as a family, that's so, so precious. And that's the negative side effects of technology, that we're really missing out on learning from each other, different generations. It used to be that communities used to live together, parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, if that was possible. But now there's such a big disconnect that our machines have become our friends. You know, my son has told me that he has 150 friends, and I said to him, "Where are they?" And he said, "Well, they're in his internet. He plays these games with them all over. He doesn't even know who they are." So it's different. He doesn't even know most of their names, but those are the people that he calls his friends. They're not someone that he can really hang out with and go out with and have fun with. So they're looking for a different variation and connecting, and that's very scary. You know, the texting when you go out and everyone's texting around you. I just, you know, we went to the movies the other day and it was closed out, so I took the kids next door to buy some ice cream. I had ice cream at home, but I figured it was a sociable experience. And everybody was texting, all the kids around them. No one was really looking at each other, and it was really ridiculous. So you know, that there wasn't that feeling of seeing who's around, somebody a familiar face, or somebody that you could say a word to. Everybody's into their own space today. If you've noticed, you know, when you're walking down the street or driving, which that shouldn't happen, you don't see this neighborly kind of connection anymore.
Yeah, boy, that's so true. Do you remember? I mean, I'm sure this was this way for you too. Actually playing with the kids next door, playing with the kids down the block, riding your bike, having your mother have to yell to have you come in for dinner, and you just weren't sedentary like we are now, huh?
Yeah, that was such a luxury then because you could just be yourself. Nobody was looking to see what sports you did. Are you into this sport? Well, I'm into that, so we can't connect with each other. There wasn't that feeling of exclusiveness, where now you go into your garage, you get into the car, and you don't even know who your neighbors are unless they're complaining about some bush that needs to be cut, or you know, whatever there is. So yes, it's something that's really missing when you're going out and you don't have the town around you, familiar faces around you, because that's what makes life more colorful, are people, and that's also something that keeps you healthy when you have people around you that you can relate to, people that care, gatherings to go to. We've isolated ourselves more and more as there's more technology around us with as many cars as you can have. One car in the family is definitely not enough. One television is definitely not enough. One computer. You know, we're so overly connected with getting the best part of the day that we actually miss the moments, and that's having dinner together and being able to just talk about whatever comes to your mind, and having the ability to hear your parents have conversation with one another, because that's how you learn to read the world. When I was a child, I remember, and I was very shy, I used to enjoy helping my mother, that made a lot of parties, serve, because this way I could listen in and I can hear what's going on from the adults, how they behave with one another. We don't have that. If we have adults around us, the kids automatically go to their own place. So there's not that interconnection with one another. So times have really changed, and a lot that has changed we're not even aware of.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Dr. Frieda Birnbaum, you are awesome. Research psychologist.
You're awesome, not me.
Awesome.
You're one of the best interviewers because
Thank you.
You go
Thank
with the
you.
questions. They're not rehearsed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We love having you on. Pick
My
up her
pleasure.
book, What Price Power, an in-depth study of the professional woman in a relationship. Thanks, Dr. Frieda.
Always
We'll
great.
See you soon.
Be well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You too.
You too. Bye-bye.